What's up, guys? I'm Jazinski. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back once again to the Banner Saga. Last episode, we had a traitor amongst us. Onef betrayed us, stabbed us, killed our friend Eggle and many other clansmen, nearly killed Oddleaf, and nearly killed Alette. But Alette took him down after a fierce battle with the rest of his men. We were fools to trust Onef, but he hadn't really given us a reason not to trust him. And I regret taking him along, but our choices have been made. And I think that's a fantastic thing about this game, is that these choices matter. And they've affected us. Eggle's gone. He's never coming back. And I'll miss him. He's a cool kid. We're lucky Oddleaf survived, thanks to Ivan. And now, we have to continue onward, in hopes of finding refuge and perhaps finding Juno and safety from these, from these dredge. So, let's continue the journey. Before we go, let's check and see how far we've come. Wow. We're heading to Boersgard, I believe, which is the closest we can get to. She was heading to Strand, and then was going to take the river up towards Sigerholm, but perhaps something happened on the way there, and she had to head towards Boersgard as well. But we're heading to Boersgard. There's another village in between us and there, so that'll probably be our opportunity to get some supplies. And we've come a long way. We went all the way there from Skoger through Fossveller to Wormtow, into Einertoft, and all the way back down. And yes, they went through the summer path to try and cut us off. They're following us. And all the way back down through Sigerholm. And then perhaps eventually we'll make our way to Arborang. But for now we just have to make it to Boersgard. We have 3 days of supplies. I wanted to rest up a bunch to try to get our morale up, but hopefully we'll come across some more supplies so we'll get to the village soon. The village looks like it's right there. Sounds of a skirmish alert you to a Varl surrounded by half a dozen armed fighters. One man spots you and shouts,
"Leave us to our business. This Varl killed my father without reason."
The Varl is about... Oh, that's just a man. The Varl is about to respond when a man attacks. The giant swats the blade aside and silently watches for the next assault. But let us hear what the Varl has to say. The Varl shrugs as if unconcerned, saying,
"This one's father and I had a business deal. He lied. Now he's dead."
"Lies!" shouts the man. "You murdered him over a lie, you coward!" The men wildly attack the Varl, who deflects them well enough, but you're uncertain of how long he can keep it up. We'll let them settle their own dispute. You quickly decide this minor scuffle between man and Varl is not worth the caravan's precious time, and none of your business besides. Your warriors return with you, some more reluctantly than others. We're not getting ourselves involved in that scuffle. We have one more day of supplies so we reach the village, and hopefully they'll have supplies. I saved some renown after leveling up a few characters, so we can get some supplies. We gotta make it to Boersgard. I think we need like a week's worth of supplies. The villagers here are completely oblivious to the destruction that is coming. All we've seen is some dark figures far off, they tell you. Aside from a few young families, they're reluctant to pick up their things and join you. I wouldn't blame them. This is their home. 1 renown gets 5 supplies. That's pretty decent. We're going to go with a good 10 days with supplies. You know what? I'm going to give us a little buffer zone. 12 days. We have 9 renown left to spend. Let's see here. This costs 6 renown, but it gives an extra 2 strength. And this does knockback on a strength damage of 4 and up. That could be nice. I think we should go ahead and... Oh man, it's a hard choice, some of these items. More strength damage or the ability to knock people back, but knockback hasn't really done much for us recently, so we're going to go ahead and just get that. And we'll confirm our purchase here. Alright. We'll rest a day and head out. Gotta get to Boersgard. Really hope Bellower's not too close behind us. Think I see another godstone over here. A well-tended farm with plenty of livestock draws the caravan's attention. Upon your arrival, the farmer and his workers stand defensively within plain sight, crude weapons at the ready. Their crossed arms make their thoughts clear, without a word. Perhaps we can offer some kind of trade for the livestock. It could be good for our supplies. No big surprise to be more interested in the animals than me and mine, he says and spits. The answer's no, and I'll have these men watching you, so none of my livestock just happen to follow you away. Alright. Fine, we're leaving, man. What's his is his, you say to the caravan. No sense fighting those trying to protect themselves. Grumbling bounces around through the clansmen, but the caravan is once again moving. Why are you guys getting upset? The man's just protecting what's his. Scout returns with a nearly frozen child. I almost stepped on her in the snow. Looks like she must have been running from something, he says. Patches of blue model her pale skin, but her chest rises and falls ever so slightly. Even just carrying her along could kill her in a state like this, says a woman. We could be in danger here, points out another. Let's stop so she can rest. As the caravan's tents rise, a fire is built beside the girl who's covered in furs and ointments. Progress is slow, but soon you see the girl alive enough to swallow water and some heated broth. When you wake the next day, a healer tells you the girl should be fine in no time. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad we were able to save somebody. Well, let's check out this godstone. This one's pretty interesting. The imposing godstone of Bjorolf approaches. His severe visage makes it feel like he's watching you even now. The caravan spreads out, happy to be free of the confining forest and in open fields. Hogan pulls you aside to show you some red berries growing on an ash tree that looks like it was chopped down long ago. These shouldn't be growing here, he says excitedly. I haven't seen these in a long time. He and Mogan busily go about collecting the berries. In fact, in honor of Bjorolf, some of the caravan crack kegs of mead and wine before anyone can stop them. To the only god that matters, they shout. Everyone drinks, and you're glad for the merriment that has swept over the caravan. I'm gonna inspect the godstone, I always do. You look up at the godstone, Bjorolf's head surrounded by images of casks and drinking horns. Though he was always depicted as being stern, Bjorolf was one of the most popular gods of men in Varl, the one who taught them how to brew. It seems like more than coincidence that the long fields around Bjorolf's stone have always been excellent for growing anything you could need for a good drink. I'll join Hogan in collecting berries. What exactly are these? You ask Hogan. When I would travel to Boersgard with my father, sometimes he'd buy us a few of these, Hogan replies. Couldn't be a luckier find. See for yourself. You try one and it can feel energy returning to your tired limbs. Not taking a few more would be a wasted opportunity, you figure. As the hour becomes late, the caravan is eventually ready to get back on the road. The day by Bjorolf's stone is one of the few memories that hasn't been tarnished by the specter of bad fortune, you think to yourself. It was a good day at Bjorolf's stone. And now we continue onward. Is that Boersgard in the distance? No, it's Rainvik. We're only halfway there from when we stopped. A trail of blood leads to a clearing where you find a large wounded Varl. He is gnawing on his shield, swearing at no one in particular, and occasionally slamming his cudgel on the ground. If not for the heavy bleeding, you'd leave this one alone without a second thought. We can help if you want it. In a heartbeat, the Varl is on his feet, swinging his massive weapon. You jump clear as the cudgel smashes through the trunk of a tree. Your party scatters to avoid the falling timber. Once you recover, the Varl is long gone, leaving only another trail of blood, which you decide against following this time. Okay, man. Wonder what was up with him.
Reinvik is more of a smattering of farmhouses than a proper town. Though judging by stray dredge stalking through empty fields, it is barely even that anymore.
Reinvik comes and goes as a long series of farmhouses, abandoned and crawling with dredge. The farmers have probably already fled to Boersgard. You try to hurry past, but are eventually spotted. Dredge start ambling in your direction. What is that? Points out Oddleaf up near one of the longhouses. In the distance, a large person, clothes seemingly covered in blood, is cursing loudly and stumbling about. He staggers into a longhouse, laughing. The dredge heading your direction turn back, roaring, and begin to pound on the longhouse door. They seem to be holding a grudge against this particular person. You doubt the door will hold long. Well, maybe we should help him. He must have been defeating the dredge and kicking butt. But Let's help him. Against my better judgment, we should probably do something, you say. The others agree, even though it means putting them all at risk. As you quietly approach, the dredge have managed to splinter the door and break through. Hey! Shouts Aval, wearing all red, standing on the other side of the dredge. He sounds like Gunnulf. Came all the way up here just for me? He seems unconcerned about the dredge as he hoists his enormous sword. Sigbjorn. I see a strange similarity between these two.
Hey everybody, it's Leif Erikson Day! Hinga dinga durgan.
Sigbjorn. Cause some damage. It's a good hit there. He can't really do anything now. Gunnulf, kill this man instantly, please. You know, he's gonna go for Nid. That hurt. Rook, take a good breaking shot at him, please. Rook, I thought you had good break. What happened? Oh, they're going right for Nid. He's going for Gunnulf. Oh, he did that super crazy breaking attack. Alette, hurt him bad, please. Nid, if you can actually get a hit off on this guy, 40% maybe? Hey! Who cares about statistics? Or, well, ratio. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I'm more worried about this guy. He's gonna go after Krumer, I bet. No, he's gonna go after Gunnulf. Move around. Ooh, don't do that, please. We'll kill this guy, and then we can move on to big guy over there. Except he's... okay, yeah, he's going for Gunnulf. Rook, take a shot at him, please. Oh. Get some will back. That should get him weak enough for someone to do something about him. Oh, they're really hitting Gunnulf now. Surprise from Krumer! Very nice. Let's too far away now. I don't think she can get a hit in. Just rest then, Alette. They really do not like Gunnulf. What's Nid's ability? Fire arrows at a great range with a 100% chance to hit. Whoa, that's great. I don't really know what damage this does. But... oh, just one. Okay. Sort of like a sniper. Oh my god, gun off. Oh, it's okay. He's a strong boy. Rook can take this guy down, though. Uh-oh. Damn it. Krumer, end this man, please. He's causing too much of a ruckus. He's at 2. Give it some more. That, and she can kill him instantly. Well done. Unfortunately, we had some injuries. Gunnulf was injured. Nid was injured. And some good renown.
Welcome to my mead house, Sigbjorn's House of Mead. Wasn't expecting of all this far south, all this drunk. I can see that.
There are people huddled in the corners of the mead hall, looking on with uneasiness. Who are all these... who are you people?
No, they're friends. They made this place. It's not really mine.
You lured Dredge back to a room full of unarmed people? What is wrong with you?
Come on, I saved everyone in here. They shared some fine drink. The best drink! Wait, I was saving your ass, remember that part? If you knew you'd come up here, well, you could have told me. What do we do with this guy?
I mean, they're not bad, and we can't just leave them here. I don't think Sigbjorn would be likely to betray us. Anyone here is welcome to join us. Townspeople show you a huge stack of barrels filled with quality mead and help you haul them back to the caravan.
I'll miss this place. Good memories.
Welcome aboard, Sigbjorn. Apparently they're not related, even though they look exactly like each other. With some help, you gather up the casks of mead and head back to the caravan, Sigbjorn and the other survivors in tow. The caravan gives the boisterous Varl a large berth as you set out for Boersgard. Well, we couldn't get any supplies there, but I think we did get a day or two supplies. Whoa, people are getting upset now. We have weak morale. We're gonna camp out real quick. We'll rest for a day. And then we gotta keep going. I don't think we have enough supplies to make it to Boersgard unless we get more.
Ugh, what did I do?
Sigbjorn wakes in a pool of his own sick.
Why am I surrounded by small people?
The other clansmen let him sleep off his drunken stupor on the ground, and this morning he's paying the price. I'll help him recover. Reluctantly, your clansmen offer any food and drink they can scrounge together for the moaning Varl. When one offers thin mead, he pushes it away.
In fact, take this away from me,
he says, handing you his massive mead stein. Eventually, Sigbjorn comes to you.
I won't get into details, he says. I was supposed to bring those casks from Rainvik back to Boersgard. I drank maybe half, by accident.
Point is, Sigbjorn continues,
you don't tell anybody what happened, and I won't tell anyone about the mead you got, okay? Trust me on this one.
You agree, and get back to travel. Okay, buddy. Another item. Heading into another forest, it looks like. Ahead, you find what appears to be a good number of peasants surrounded by brigands. One of the armed men looks over his shoulder and says,
Gods be damned, this is all I need.
Listen, don't interfere, and one of these supply wagons is yours. While remaining silent, the peasants plead to you with their eyes. What's going on here?
Nothing concerning you, he replies. And before you start telling me otherwise, these are my clansmen. Thought they could run off with every scrap of food in the village. Now all I want is you to move on. So take your share, or don't.
Damn it. No, we need the supplies. And we're gonna keep going. We can't... I'm not willing to take sides in this, so... taking the supplies and leaving. Yunnan and a few of your men are take hold of the supply wagon, bringing you into the caravan. Other clansmen take a bit of coaxing. They eventually turn their backs to the scene and move on, but in lower spirits. Yeah, I know you're upset, guys, but we needed the supplies. It's going to get us that much closer to Boersgard. Several women are talking expressively at the young girl found nearly frozen to death, now called Okfrosta. The quiet child's face expresses quiet terror, aggressively jabbing at the dirt with a stick with which she clearly used to draw on the ground. She's drawing. What's she drawing? The markings are somewhat intricate. The squares and circles could be wagons, including a depiction of a yox in front. A line from the yox leads to deeper gouges where Okfrosta has jabbed the stick repeatedly. Depending on how you look at it, though, it could be almost anything. We don't need to panic. Keep her from making... I'll try to talk to her, actually. You're safe, Okfrosta, you say, looking in the girl's blue eyes. She calms a bit before stepping towards you. Using her stick to point at the deep gouges in the ground she previously made, she whispers, "Edge, edge, edge." It doesn't mean anything to you, but you feel like you connected with her a bit. Edge. Like the edge of a canyon? There it is, Boersgard.
As we pass steep cliffs, the sprawl of Boersgard comes into view. A city of contrasting rich and poor, opportunity and gamble. Our best hope for salvation, or our graves.
Chapter 7. The Slayer and the Slain. Finally, you arrive at Boersgard, where the walls stretch for miles in both directions, and are littered with the bodies of dredge, varl, and men. "Excuse the mess!" shouts a voice from above the gates. Looking up, you spy a striking varl, his face wreathed with matted black hair. Movement at the gate catches your eye. Dredge are still banging on the gate doors, without luck. "Let us in!" you shout. Sigbjorn pushes past. "I won't be hearing the end of this for a while," he says, before yelling, "Open up, Bolvik! They dug me out of Reinavik." You hear a laugh echoing on the wind as the doors creak. A dozen armed men, led by the massive varl, make quick work of the dredge and usher you into the city. Well, good thing we had that guy. "You may be interested to know they brought a mender." "You didn't go get a mender. Where's the mead?" Sigbjorn shrugs apologetically. "I guess the mender will do. Either we've got a chance now, or we're completely screwed." "I'm Rook. We've come a long ways, some as far as Skoger. Are you in charge here?" "In charge of the governor, I suppose. Listen, you have something to tell him, say it now. Otherwise, you're on your own. I don't care where you go. Stirring up trouble is probably the only reason you'll see me again. It won't be to talk. Mender, come along. We're going to go see the governor." Bolverk and Sigbjorn leave with Eyvind, who goes willingly, signaling that he's fine. Fane. This is just like Frostfeller all over again. "There's just nothing like Frostfeller. The one in bearskin is probably leading the Ravens." Ravens? Is that good or bad? Depends on who they're working for. Hopefully it really is the governor and not someone trying to strong-arm their way into his seat. I guess we wait for Eyvind to tell us. If he comes back. I'm not worried about Eyvind. I'm worried about the army of refugees we brought, who don't belong here. You're probably right. Nobody ever uttered a nice thing about Boersgard. So what now? We have to go to the docks and see what our options are, in case we need to leave quickly. Did you notice the city guards when we came in? What guards? I have a feeling the Ravens are all they got left. Something serious went down. And when Bellower gets here, he's going to walk right through this place without even breaking his stride. Let's keep that to ourselves for now. So, the docks. Is there a rest option? That's not good. Alright, well, I'll just hope our morale improves. To the docks, then. When you get to the docks, your heart sinks. Not a longship to be seen. Aside from wrecks, bodies float in the water, buildings are trashed and boarded up. What happened here? Murmurs Alette. They're all gone, says Ivan, approaching alone. I see you had the same thought as me. What happened? Ivan, you're okay. I'm fine. It wasn't a lie. The governor is here. He's in hiding. Why? Since the dredge started appearing, nobody with a ship and half a wit left long ago. People can't leave by foot. Food is scarce. The markets are bare. Boersgard is a fire keg, waiting for someone to tip it over. So the governor's paying the ravens to protect him against his own people. And keeping the peace, so to speak. It's more like a massacre any time there's a hint of an uprising. Where does that leave us? I promised him the Mender's protection in Arborang. I don't think he's very popular there. They're going to start tearing this place down to build new ships. We can ride the Omsa River all the way to the capital, leaving another perfectly good city behind. How long will it take to build new ships? Hold on, what happens to the people living in Boersgard? It's the best I could do, Alette. He thought it could take as long as a month. You don't usually make ships out of scrap lumber. As soon as people figure out what's going on, there's going to be riots in the streets.
A month? Why bother? Bellower will be here within the week, if not sooner.
I'm open to suggestions.
Gods be damned, is there no end to this?
Ivor roars in frustration, leaving you standing by the docks. Alette gives you a worried look before chasing after him. Ivan, what do we do about Bellower? Ivan says nothing for a moment. I don't know. I don't know either. Let's go. Are the markets really bare? Oh, they are. Is there anything worth getting here? Not really. Let's just grab some and talk to Ivor. You find Ivor standing on the city walls, overlooking the fields outside. Dredge are keeping their distance, but continue to gather.
I'm okay, Rook.
Ivor cuts you off before you can say anything. You know he's been through worse.
Just feels like someone should cut us a break every now and then. If we want to be standing a month from now, we're going to have to be prepared.
What did you have in mind?
First off, our clansmen need a place to stay. They'll get torn to pieces out in the streets. I'll keep an eye on the dredge up here. If they break through the walls, we're done for, so we'll have to keep them back. Could always use a hand with that. We need to know who's controlling what and make sure we get our cut. Food's going to become scarce.
Yeah, it already is.
And when they start building those ships, we're going to have to keep people away.
What a damn mess. I'll do what I can. Oof, here comes the stressful part. Ivor explains.
I'm leading attacks with Ivan every time the dredge get too close to the gates. Listen, we're going to lose fighters in Varl every day like this. I don't need to tell you what happens if nobody is manning this wall. We could always use help.
Consider what you want to do now, knowing that any of these tasks will likely take a full day. I think first things first, we need to find a place for the caravan to stay. The entire caravan is spread out in the streets where they're attracting attention. We could look for a public house, suggests Alette, like Frostfeller. You figure that if you made camp in the open, or you could at least keep everyone together, or with people leaving the city recently, there might be abandoned houses you could squat in. Let's look for abandoned houses. I think the public rest house is probably going to be full of people. With all the people that fled from Boersgard when the dredge arrived, you figure there must be abandoned houses around. Sure enough, a few turn up, which will keep people out of the weather. They express concerns over safety. A house full of women and children is sure to draw some attention. Let's leave some fighters to guard the houses. Take volunteers to watch over the houses, mostly the older or wounded fighters who wouldn't be much help against the dredge anyway. Hopefully they know they won't be missed on the walls, but you feel much better knowing that your clansmen will be that much safer. 1 day has passed. We lost 41 fighters. Oh my god. We lost 41 fighters and 14 Varl. I think now it's time to help on the walls. Ivor points out the dredge along the wall. There's a lot more of them, and they're getting braver, he says. We lost a fair number of fighters since yesterday. We could use your help if there's nobody left to defend the walls. One of your clansmen from the caravan finds you. Just wanted to tell you that everything seems to be fine, he says regarding the people in the caravan. There was a little scuffle with some looters, but the fires you left sorted everything out. Alright, we're going to defend the walls. We've been a little more aggressive lately. With their numbers going up, they don't take us seriously unless we're taking out 2 for every 1 we lose. Oh my god, do you see how many dredge there are now? This is bad, says Ivan, as Ivor points across the battlefield. Aside from the fact that we're up to our necks in dredge, a stone singer showed up. If we don't deal with it, this wall will come down by the end of the day. Dad, there's a riot at the docks, Alette runs up to you, out of breath. They're trying to smash up the boats. When you calm her down, she says the ravens are there, but she's worried that things could get out of hand. Consider what you want to do now, knowing that any of these tasks will likely take a full day. If I put Krumer in charge of leading the warriors, he's gonna die. But we also gotta deal with the riots. I want to try to stop the riots from happening. But if the dredge get in, everyone will die. We'll defend the walls. That stone singer is going to wreak havoc on us if we don't take care of it, Ivor tells you. This will be a rough fight, but we've got to take it down. You ready? Yeah, we're ready. God. It's Bellower. He's here.
This morning, I saw him. Bellower's here. I think it won't be long now.
Ivan leans silently on his staff nearby. You consider what you want to do now, knowing that any of these tasks will likely take a full day. We need to find a source for supplies. We don't have any right now. I checked around, Oddleaf tells you, and nobody has food, or they won't part with it for a fair price. But our medicine has been gone for days. They're either gouging the prices, or it's just plain gone. She doesn't say it, but you can tell this is going to be a serious problem. See what the Ravens know. You find the massive leader of the Ravens along the docks, where they are doing their best to keep a growing number of people in check while the boats are being constructed. You question him about food supplies.
Should have brought your own, he says. I can't go giving it out to every person in Boersgard. I kill every last bastard in the city for some good meat, though. This place has been dry for weeks.
Maybe if we offer him some mead we picked up in Rainovic.
Let me get this straight.
You happen to go through Rainovic with Sigurd in tow and plenty of meat to go around. Is that right? Is it a little too long?
I'll murder that son of a motherless yaks, growls
Bolvik. As he turns to leave, he grumbles,
Bring the murals and we'll make a trade.
The caravan protests when you tell them the deal you made, but when you return with more supplies than you expected, the complaints vanish. Tons of supplies. 12 days worth. That's great. Let's talk to Ivor. How are things, Ivor? Ivor, you begin. Can we really keep this up? Ivor looks like he hasn't slept for days. We've lost a lot of fighters. Oh, we've lost a lot of fighters, he mumbles. The weight of the situation is crushing. Then, from far in the distance, you hear a horn. Dredge don't use horns, it occurs to you. Ivan appears at your side just as a long caravan of people come into view. Dredge turning to attack them. Who is that, you ask? It can't be, says Ivan. He runs toward the gates, shouting, You see their banner? It's Hakon! As you wonder how they got here, the gates are heaved open and you charge onto the battlefield, clearing a path through Dredge. Hakon! We have to get to him!